Blood alone moves the wheels of history. It's a direct quote from Mussolini, no less. Blood alone moves the wheels of history. I'm Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart and The Lonesome Crown, all published by Simon & Schuster's. We'll edit that part out. Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Not Simon & Schuster's. Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. I'm here on my book review channel to review Book 3 in the Billy Boyle World War II mystery series, Blood Alone. I mean, I even wore my Billy Joel shoe. It's the closest I could come to Billy Boyle. You know, I always try to wear a t-shirt that represents somewhat the book that I'm reading. Billy Joel, Billy Boyle, both from the East Coast, one from Long Island, the other from Boston. Billy Boyle is from Boston. Let's talk about book number 3, Blood Alone. You know, we always review the covers of the books. I love graphic design and I love illustration. And I think these Billy Boyle books, published by Soho Press, have some of the greatest illustration covers. And I love these illustrations, and I like that they've hired the same graphic designer and the same illustrator to do all the books, because that was one of the big selling points. For me, when I got the entire Billy Boyle series right here, now the spines on the I'm not a huge fan of the spines, but I am a huge fan of each of the book covers. They are great. I won't show you them all. A+ though for this. A+ for the people that put this series together. Blood Alone. Well, our main man, Billy Boyle, who is he? He's a Boston police officer. He's sent into World War II to be an investigator in World War II. So when things go south, he can investigate it. If there's murders, weird stuff happening in a war, he goes out and investigates it. And there's first two, the Billy Boyle and the First Wave. I reviewed those on my channel. You can find those book reviews. And now we're doing Blood Alone. Book number 3. What happens is our main man, Billy Boyle, he's in Sicily. He wakes up in Sicily with amnesia. He doesn't know what's going on. Kind of like the Robert Ludlum Bourne Identity, where Jason Bourne wakes up off the coast somewhere in Europe and he's like, I don't know who I am or am I an assassin? Who am I? Well, Billy Boyle has the same issue in book 3 here. He wakes up in Sicily in a, where does he wake up? He wakes up in a field hospital, a military field hospital in Sicily. And he knows, the only thing he knows is that World War II is going on. These novels take place in World War II. That's going on. I think I'm on a investigating something, but I can't remember. I can barely remember my name. He gains his memory slowly, and he finds out. Okay, so this gimmick of Robert Ludlum and the Bourne Identity was probably the most successful novel franchise ever that did use this gimmick of amnesia where the character's like, but it was always the first time we met the character, so we didn't know the character either. Well, we already know through the course of the first 2 books who Billy Boyle is and what his mission is. He doesn't know. So this is a gimmick that I'm not sure that I'm on board with right out of the gate, because I'm like, okay, why is the author going in this direction with the amnesia? We don't even know why. I mean, we don't even know why he has amnesia. But yet he's slowly regaining his memories, and he goes to this Capo Soprano, this POW camp in Sicily. And there he's like, okay, now I've got to find this guy. I know enough that I've got to find this guy named Roberto Bellestri, and I'm looking for him. And then Billy Boyle finds out that he's a day late, and Roberto has been murdered. Well, that's Billy Boyle's job, is to solve murders. He's been appointed by his uncle, Dwight Eisenhower, to solve military problems, to solve murders. And so now he's got his murder investigation. He's slowly regaining his memories. And he's off on this murder to figure out who killed the dude that he's looking for in Sicily. And that's where James R. Benn excels at his World War II mysteries. Is now we've got, because these are thick books. These books have a lot of information in them. These are not just like, I mean, I know they look thin on the outside, but they are the type of small, and they're full of a lot of great adventure and great World War II historical facts and things that are happening. And so now we're on the island of Sicily following Billy Boyle around Sicily, and we're learning so much about Sicily. And that's why I love this series, is because each book so far has taken us to a different part of World War II and given us almost every historical fact about that place. And it's just, for a World War II junkie like me, I just was like, I love it. I love it. That's what I love about this series, is following Billy Boyle, whether he's got amnesia or not. I'm still not sold on the amnesia part of this book, but whether he's got amnesia or not, we are taken through Sicily, learning everything about Sicily and the mafiosa, because that's where we're going with this. Things, I mean, Sicily is the head of this is a mafia powerhouse. I mean, where all of our New York, Boston, Chicago mafia people come from. And Billy Boyle is, I mean, he's from Boston, right? And he's like, oh yeah, this ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't good. If the Sicilian mob is involved in this murder, it ain't good. Things ain't good. And so we get to learn a lot about how the Sicilian mob and Italy and Sicily and all of that during World War II kind of interwove. And it is juicy, great fun. There's just a lot. I mean, and our main man, Billy Boyle, man, when he is himself, he ain't like a nice guy. He'll kill a dude. He will straight up and kill a dude. He don't mess around. And then he meets up with his friend Kaz, who is in the other two, his Polish friend Kaz. And then Diana shows up later on as his main squeeze. And it's just great. I mean, the historical people wander through his books, which is great too. I mean, we've got this guy, what was his name? I wrote it down. Bill Mauldin and Vito Genovese. Bill Mauldin was a famous cartoonist in World War II. He runs into them. Vito Genovese is an actual real-life gangster that... and I just love that. I love and then, of course, Eisenhower and everything. I mean, James R. Benn has sold me on the fact that he's done his research and he knows what he's talking about in every one of these books. And it wouldn't surprise me that before he even wrote this book about Sicily, that he actually probably flew over there and drove around the very places he's mentioning in this. That's how great of a job he's done in selling me on these stories. And these murder mysteries that Billy Boyle has to solve are just absolutely great. At the same time, we're thrust into the middle of World War II, or at least the beginnings of World War II here. God, I love these books. These books are fantastic. They're packaged fantastic. They're written exquisitely. They're researched. That just blows my mind. I'm in awe of the guy's research. I think these Billy Boyle books are absolutely hidden treasures. That's why I'm reviewing them all here, trying to sell everybody on them. Because if you want to learn a lot of stuff about, and I've only read 3, and I've learned things that I didn't know about World War II already. And there's 3 here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 behind me. That's 11 times plus 3 is, I don't know what that comes to, but it's a lot of books about World War II. And I know that there's one that I don't even have that's in hardcover. I'm waiting for it to come out in paperback so it matches my set. And I will be getting that. And then I think he's got 3 or 4 more planned in the series. I'm just blown away. I love him, man. James R. Benn. Thumbs up on these things, man. I give Blood Alone would have given it a 9 out of 10. I still don't know what was going on with the amnesia thing. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great series, Blood Alone.